Yeah. And the microbes, like, well, there's so many things to talk about, but the microbes, I think microbiome is probably key.
So why do we have microbes inside our gut?
Well, they actually help to digest our food. So
Mm.
that's one of the big things is part of the immune system.
They
They
produce
have
micronutrients for us as well.
absolutely like
Vitamins,
vitamin K, yeah.
K2, well, K vitamins.
So I guess we have a symbiotic relationship with the descendant of a bacteria, which is the mitochondria inside our cells.
Every living thing has a symbiotic relationship with a microbiome. Soil,
Yeah.
plants, fungi, us. It doesn't matter what you're looking at, trees, we all are symbiotic with a microbiome. And so if
they're inside our cells and they're inside our gut too, and we have to
Yeah, and we tend to think of the microbiome as just being in the gut, but it's not. We have microbiomes all over our body, all in our skin, in our belly button. Our belly button has its very own microbiome. So, the gut microbiome, happens to be the largest in the body, and it's the one that is of the most focus, because at this point in time, I mean, nutritional science is constantly changing. So 10 years from now, we might be having a completely just different discussion about this. But at the moment, what we understand is that the various functions in the symbiotic relationship, as you said, between the gut microbes and the rest of our body is so powerful. And it's so powerful in the fact that medicine and research is now shifting to the digestive system. So rather than looking at, okay, like what's happening in the lungs, what's happening in other cells of the body, like let's see what the connection is between the microbiome and literally every single feature and function and system in the body, because it seems to all start there from what we understand right now.
Are there any other interesting links? I talked about the serotonin for a second there. What are the interesting or the links that are worth mentioning between our gut microbiome and our brain? If you guys wanted to.
Maybe then we have to talk more about the vagus nerve, and I think Lisa's the digestive queen. So
well, I don't know about that, but it's true. We used to think that it was just the brain, sending out messages, but we know that the gut sends out just as many messages, and the brain and the gut connect. It's two-way communication using the vagus nerve, as Lynne said, to communicate. And like you said, Sean, 95% of this, I studied psychology in university. I was going to become a psychologist. And what I learned was that the nervous system made serotonin and all the other neurotransmitters, hence the name neurotransmitters. Now we know that a lot of them, at least 40 have been identified, that are made in the gut. So yes, 95% of the serotonin, at least 50% of our dopamine, so many others have been identified now. So when you think about it that way, how have we treated, say, depression for all these years? We treat them with SSRIs, with medications to raise serotonin levels, yet we're looking in the wrong direction, because if your nervous system is not the source of your serotonin, it makes sense to support your gut health if your body's making its own serotonin. So why is what's so depleted in your gut? So that's a big thing. The implications in mental health are absolutely huge. And in fact, it's so powerful. A term has been coined called psychobiotics. So we have like probiotics and antibiotics and prebiotics. Now, psychobiotics is types of microbes, specific microbes that infer such a powerful effect on the host that eventually specific microbes might be prescribed to treat mental illness. So either along with medications or in lieu of certain medications that have been traditionally used. So this opens up a whole new world for mental health and the connection to the microbiome. So